It's a Jag!
Rich Evans!
That intro was terrible and I'm starting again.
Great!
You'll never know what it was. But it was terrible.
So we played BattleTech.
BattleTech.
Which is turn-based strategy, grid movement strategy kind of thing.
Yeah.
The other is resource and personnel management.
It is part of the long-running, I would say underappreciated BattleTech universe, which has been going on. BattleTech's been a thing for like 30, 40 years. I don't even fucking know when they started.
Okay, underappreciated.
It's a tabletop game. Most people would be familiar with this as the same series as MechWarrior.
Oh, okay.
So the MechWarrior games take place in this universe.
Okay.
It is, I think, an underappreciated universe. It's this version of the future where people have gone back to feudalism for no particularly good reason, but it's right up my fucking alley. All right,
Yeah.
it's this science fiction universe where in the past humanity had its shit together. Right? Mm-hmm. They had the Star Trek future, like humanity. We got all of our petty bullshit. Now we're gonna come together as one, and together as a species, we're gonna go out and explore and colonize the galaxy. And look at this great technology we've developed together. Oh no, people can't get along. We're gonna splinter into little groups. War everywhere.
So this is like Deep Space Nine, cynical post-Star Trek.
Well, see, it's not like Deep Space Nine is humanity facing a common threat.
Okay.
The message of BattleTech is that humanity really can't get its shit together. We came close, but we can't do it. As a species, we are too petty, too greedy. We can't come together as one, because if we try, we're just going to form our own little groups within there, and the whole thing's just going to fall apart.
Great.
I love the BattleTech universe. And it's a weird thing, because it's this gritty science fiction universe where for some reason people have decided the best way to have war was giant robots, which has never made any kind of sense.
Right? Like, a lot of the missions you go on just involve wiping out a large group of other people's robots or things. And you just think to yourself, wouldn't just dropping missiles do a much better job?
Once you have nukes, like, that changes the face of war.
Right.
But for fun, most science fiction tends to ignore this.
Yes.
Commander. I copy. One less turret.
Okay, well, now that I've talked about the universe, I guess we should explain the gameplay.
Right.
Which, yeah, very, very much a turn-based tactical kind of thing.
Yes. That's what they're going for.
Where you have your robots and you move them one at a time, and then you tell them what to shoot at, and then the other team will take its turn and
Yeah. And you can even get even more detailed. You can, tell your robot to move here, tell it what to shoot at, and tell it what guns to shoot at the thing.
Yes.
You can get very detailed, which goes into this other part of the game, which is like heat management for your mech, making sure it doesn't overheat and cause damage and shut down for a little bit.
Well, like on a desert planet, your mech is more likely to overheat than it would be in, say, a tundra.
Right. And so there's a bunch of these tactical things that you can do. One of my problems with BattleTech is, for me at least, it just seemed to come down to stand there and shoot, wait to get shot at by the other guy, stand there and shoot.
I agree. I agree. It's like they want the depth to be in there, and there's these things that should, in theory, add to the depth, but in practice, it feels like you shoot at them, then they shoot at you. Only unlike in a JRPG, you can move around a little bit.
Yeah, like they have this thing where you can try to get a little tactical by like jumping over your enemy and shoot him in the back. But again, in my playing, it never seemed to make much of a difference. Whether I was shooting an enemy in the back or in the front, or doing a melee attack, it was just stand there and shoot, wait to get shot at.
There were times where I felt like, I attacked from behind, you got that nice critical and their ammo blew up, and that was like, good. But the major problem with this game is every mission you go on feels like the exact same mission. There is no variety to speak of, and it gets old.
If this review were to have an overarching theme, it would be that BattleTech has an incredible lack of personality.
The gameplay.
I
still love the universe.
You loved it before you started, though, and so like
I loved it from other better games.
Right, and so like for me, this is my first BattleTech game. It all just seems so bland and generic. But under the umbrella of everything is bland and generic, the gameplay is bland and generic.
And repetitive. Every map looks the same. It looks the same. There's different colors, maybe.
Yeah.
There's some brown ground, and here's some gray ground. There's some greenish ground with some water. But every level, every stage, every enemy feels the same.
Absolutely.
You walk into a new map. It doesn't matter whether or not your objective is to blow up the base, blow up the enemies, or protect a thing. It all plays out the same. You walk forward, you see some of their trucks, you shoot at some of their trucks, and some of their mechs come in, you shoot at some of the mechs, everyone is dead, you've won the mission. Regardless of what the objection is, all you really have to do at the end of the day is just kill everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Engaging jump jets. All weapons committed.
Which leads me into another kind of negative point. All my points are basically negative, as I did not have a good time playing the game. But another negative point with the combat is, did it seem to you like the AI was really bad?
No, they would do the smart thing and focus on one enemy.
Okay.
Which is the smart tactic. Like, they've got 8 guys, and they concentrate all their fire on your one robot here until it's dead. And that's smart. It's predictable.
It's very predictable, and it seems like they don't. One time, and I just know I have the clip, so that's why I can bring this very specific point up. One time I was playing, and I jumped over someone to get a position to shoot them in the back, right? Mm-hmm. Yay me. But I didn't think ahead, and one of their mechs was literally 2 feet behind me with their guns pointed at my back.
Yeah.
I'm in for it. I'm done for, right? Then their mech went around my mech to shoot someone else. Like, it didn't take the advantage shot that it was given.
Presumably, your AI had decided that all of its mechs was going to fire on this one, regardless of the fact that it had a much better shot on a different mech.
Warning. Armor breach.
I don't know.
And I kept noticing weird little things like that. Just weird little inconsistencies where it never felt like I was fighting anything intelligent.
There's not enough to make the combat interesting.
Yeah.
There's just not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what adds to it not being interesting? The fact that everybody's walking around in a gray box.
That these robots largely look the same from a distance?
All the mechs look alike, all the enemy mechs look alike. It's not only is the terrain you are fighting on bland, the things you are fighting are the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
And it just adds to that tedium to me. Lot of tedium.
XCOM has kind of ruined turn-based combat.
Elevated.
But more people need to be just straight up ripping it off. If BattleTech had come out 15 years ago, I might have enjoyed it more, honestly. But
Sure.
after XCOM, after new XCOM, I don't know.
The bar has been raised, Rich. And there's no shame in saying that. Like, we have something that is so much better. Everyone needs to at least meet that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If you just want to, I don't even know if it's fair to compare this to XCOM, but
Yeah.
But I'm just going to. Visually, XCOM is very good at giving you useful information.
Okay.
Like the movement squares, like you got the blue outline and the yellow outline for the sprint distance.
Yeah.
That's all. Like I just look at a screen of XCOM and I know what's going on. I know what I'm going to do. That little block there, that is obviously cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like it's got a little icon of a
Got a little
shield on it.
or a half
And
shield.
based on the size, if it's a half shield or a whole shield, I know how much cover I get out of it.
Yeah.
BattleTech has rocky terrain. It's not super obvious, like how far you can move until you click on your unit. It's got some weird looking dot things. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of ugly. As far as cover, it's like you get some cover if you're like standing in a forest, but it's not always clear where that cover starts. There's like a tiny white dot when you're not in the forest and a tiny green dot when you're in the forest, and sometimes the green dot doesn't look like it should be in the forest. It's kind of near the forest, but I don't see many trees there.
And let's say you want to gain an advantage on an enemy, so maybe, I know I can move my mech down here and get behind my enemy, right? So you get a little bit closer and you discover that that's actually a cliff that you need to jump down and you don't have jump boosters, and there's no real good way to know what you can walk down or what you need to jump down. It's all muddled, I agree.
Standing by. Move order received.
So in this game,
Yeah.
you get to hire your own crew.
Yeah.
Like a big part of this game we haven't talked about is running your mercenary business.
Oh, well, that's the other half.
That's the other half. You get your own crew members.
That's right.
You can't customize them.
That's right.
They have their own names. They have their own look.
Yeah.
And every single one of them has the worst voice acting I have ever heard in any game.
Fucking right?
I hear ya.
What do you need?
In XCOM, you get your crew. Oh, you know what? I want to give this guy a beard. I'm going to give this guy that jacket and that look, and he's going to be wearing this goofy hat. And I'm going to change his name to this. This is his name now. Oh, I get to get his call sign. Oh, he's got a call sign now, and
Yeah.
I'm going to write a little backstory for him in the little backstory section.
It gets you attached to the characters.
Yeah.
It gets you emotionally invested in the characters. You know what other game does this really well? Is Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
Where they actually use character traits as a gameplay mechanic. But in BattleTech, you don't get to control the look or personality of your pilots. You barely get to control the look and personality of your mechs. So there's nothing to get attached to. And here's why I was excited about BattleTech, Rich. I love giant robots.
Yeah.
I think they're super cool. And so the idea of like getting to pilot and customize a giant robot, even if it's in kind of a top-down tactical fashion, was really appealing to me.
Yeah.
But the amount of customization that you can do is basically swap out a paint color. It's that overarching umbrella of just lack of personality where I don't care about. I'm not invested in any of these mechs or any of these pilots.
To be fair, the pilots can and do die, but like you said, I never particularly got very invested in any of them as characters. You can level them up so they get different abilities, but none of the abilities are particularly exciting.
Where's that umbrella? Where's that lack of personality umbrella?
They take a little bit less damage when they don't move that turn. I guess that's a game changer. I guess that's a
fucking right.
All weapons committed. Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury.
Yes, Commander. Position confirmed. Targeting for a physical attack. Enemy down.
Getting into the world, into the story of BattleTech a little bit, I was completely indifferent.
To what's her face and her quest to get back her kingdom?
Right.
Yeah.
Why do I give a shit about this lady? Oh, she's dead? Okay, well, I'll go be a mercenary. All right, I'm a mercenary. Wait, she's alive? Do I care? No.
See, okay. They do give you like some dialogue options. You're able to give yourself some personality within the game. Mm-hmm. And I made it very clear to her that, I'm happy to help you, but I need the money.
Yeah, okay.
This is I know I worked for you once, lady, but this is a business.
Okay.
So I wasn't very invested in her story, but then again, neither was my character.
All right.
So it was all right.
Well, by the way, that's a total fair point, and I like that. I think my particular problem is it didn't necessarily suck me into the universe as a newcomer to the series.
Yeah. See, in past games of the series, you've frequently in these games been able to play as just a mercenary out for himself. Mm-hmm. I didn't really care about getting involved in anyone's personal story. For me, it all was, I want the money.
Yeah.
I want the money. I'm gonna hire the better people. I'm gonna get the better ships. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna, you know what? I got all this money now. I'm gonna customize my robot. Oh, this is BattleTech 2018. They kind of ruined the mech customization. I remember playing Mech Warrior 2 Mercenaries.
Yeah.
And there weren't that many limits. It was like size and heat, weight and heat were your two limits in customizing your mech. I took a mech. Mm-hmm. I put some like repeating lasers on it.
Yeah.
As many as I felt comfortable putting in there, as many heat sinks as I could kind of fit in. And I overheated frequently, but it was a beast.
Yeah.
And it felt like mine. That felt like my goddamn robot. Like this, I pilot that ship. That's my ship. It's my special laser robot, Jack.
Yeah.
And I tried to, I finally, in this game, I finally got a decent amount of money in the game. Like, all right, I'm gonna pick one of these ships, and it's gonna be my robot. Let's see, what do I want to do with my robot? I went into the customization screen.
Yeah.
And I found out I could barely do anything with the customization. The customization.
They have built-in limitations on body parts for what you can put in that body part.
Hard points. For one, a hard point is like there's a ballistic hard point and an energy weapon hard point, like a utility, and like you can only that particular hard point, you'd only mount that specific type of weapon. And it's like you couldn't even like I can understand if you just wanted to limit me like this mech can only hold 5 weapons and they're like just generic weapon attachment points, but no, it was like you must have 3 missiles, exactly 3 missile weapons, and only 1 laser weapon on this robot. Don't have fun.
Well,
don't have fun.
That's the part that
robot has its own unique identity, and we're not going to let you take that identity away from the robot. This is the long-range missile robot, and you can only use it for that.
Oh no.
No, I'm just...
Richard.
I'm a little bit disgusted because, like I said, I like this fictional universe.
Yeah. Try not to tap.
Oh, I like this fictional universe, Jack, and I like aspects of this game. I like the running your business aspect of this game. It needs more depth to it.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of this big, vast universe, and I can take my ship wherever I want to go in this universe, wherever there is conflict in this universe, and I think I can make money there, and I can buy and trade weapons and manage. But there's a business mercenary sim in here that needs to be fleshed out, and they need to. I was wishing at some point that this game had just a skip combat button. I wanted it just to be fucking automated. You know what? Can I just send all of my hirees on that mission and they could just do it? I'll let the computer tabulate it.
Yeah.
And then I'll just focus on the business because the tactical combat is so fucking boring.
That you just wanted to run a business.
I just wanted to run my business.
And in a perfect world, both would be equally exciting. Like, ooh, I can't wait to get into combat and smash some robots. All right, I smashed the robots. I can't wait to scrap all that part so I can build more robots. Ooh, maybe I could hire some more crew to smash more robots. The flow should be there, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's on both sides, on both the business management and the tactical combat. It's just not there.
I mean, I like the concept of negotiating your own contract, but the implementation is so simplistic.
Right, the sliders?
It's like, you want to simulate, I'll do it for $40,000. And then you have the, no, 10,000. No, I'll do it for 10, but I want it. Instead it's just there's a bar, and you slide the one bar for the money, and then the scrap slider goes down. And it's so... No, this should be better.
That's what I felt playing the entire game, is this should be better. I'm in a giant robot blowing up other robots. Why don't I care about this? This should be better.
I remember in the early Mech Warrior 1, the earliest Mech Warrior game, the contracts were more interesting because I typed out my own number and I was like, well, this is what I'll do it for, and not slide, then the other slider compensates.
Yeah. 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 Oh, as a special note.
Yeah.
As a special note, I don't know if you ran into this. Just another thing that really irked me during the battles was when they took over the camera and it ended up lodged in a mountain so I couldn't see what was going on.
Oh, I didn't have that happen.
Oh my god, every single time. If you were doing a melee attack or if the enemy was doing like a big attack, sometimes it would randomly decide to like give you the dynamic camera.
Yeah.
And 80% of the time it ended up like in a rock or in a tree, and I didn't know what was happening or who was attacking who at what point. The camera was all over the place.
Target neutralized.
I just want one other minor nitpick thing I found annoying in this game.
Do it.
In this game, where the thing I enjoyed most was running your own business. Now, if you want a better ship, wouldn't you expect to have to run your business really well and save up money for it?
Oh, of course, of course.
You just do the main story missions, and eventually she'll give you a bigger ship. They just give it to you. It felt completely unearned.
Like you didn't have to give any money?
No, I didn't have to give any money. It's just, here, we're gonna give you this bigger spaceship because you need a bigger spaceship now. And yeah, it just left a bad taste in my mouth.
That's not how that works.
I know. You go to the store and you see who's selling what kind of ships. Oh, this ship's in bad condition, but it's slightly bigger than the one. I can sink some money into fixing it up.
Yeah.
And then maybe later down the road, once that ship's making money, we can get the even bigger ship. No, here's your big ship. You got the big ship now. You did it.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's legitimately bad.
Yeah, it was.
That's like, what do they say? Born on third wants a trophy when they get a home run. Like, Like then why do anything? Oh, I'll just do the story and you'll give me all the things I need. Why even run a business? Ugh.
Someday, Jack.
Yeah.
So one of these days, somebody is going to make a really good version, a modern, updated version of MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. It's gonna happen someday, and I am gonna be all over it when it happens.
Make it happen.
And
Internet.
I keep doing this, and I know I should.
You keep hitting the table.
Aye, aye. Targeting for physical attack.
Target destroyed.
One for the scrap heap.
So would you recommend the game?
No, I can't. It's just too boring. The combat is too boring and repetitive.
Yeah.
I want to like it. Mm-hmm. I want that old MechWarrior mercenary experience where I'm doing my contracts, I'm hiring my people, and I'm taking my ships out. And oh no, you did it but boring. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it but boring?
You did it, but boring.
You did it but boring.
Sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.